Hello, Maple here. Today I'll be reading out how to make banana bread from wikihow. The site I will be reading from will be in the description below, if you actually want to read it, that is. How to make banana bread. Homemade banana tastes superb. Now you can make it at home yourself. This compilation of recipes offers you various ways to make banana bread. Why not try all of them out and discover your favorite? Ingredients. There are 4 methods to making banana bread that I'll be reading out today. So, this list of ingredients is for method 1. Banana bread loaf. 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of butter, 3/4 cup of sugar, 4 eggs, 2 and 1/3 cups of mashed overripe bananas, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 teaspoon of banana flavoring, and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. This method is method 2. Thin banana bread. 2 to 3 bananas, 5 teaspoons of butter melted, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 cup of self-rising flour, and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is for the third method of old banana bread. Old bananas banana bread. 3 ripe bananas mashed, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1/2 cup of butter, 1 stick, and 1.5 cups of flour, 2 eggs, 4 tablespoons of milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, time to read how you actually cook the banana bread. This is for method 1. Banana bread loaf. Preheat oven to 350 Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius. Lightly grease an oven pan with butter or cooking spray. 2. Combine the flour, baking soda, cinnamon, and salt into a large bowl. 3. Mix together the brown sugar and butter in separate large bowls until you achieve a creamy mixture. Stir the eggs and mashed bananas into a butter/sugar mixture until well blended. Add the banana mixture, vanilla extract, banana flavoring into a flour mixture. Stir just to moisten. 6. Pour batter into a loaf pan. Remember to leave room in the pan so that the bread can rise as it bakes. 7. Bake preheated oven for 60 to 65 minutes. Depending on your oven type, this may vary. Or until the toothpick inserted into the center of the bread comes out clean. That's a very good tip if you want to get into baking, that is. 8. Let the bread cool in the pan for 10 minutes, then insert a cooling rack or plate. Number 9. Serve by itself or with any topping that you like. Method 2. Thin banana bread. Preheat oven to 170 Celsius or 325 Fahrenheit. Number 2. Peel bananas and mash them up into a pulp. 3. Add the melted butter and combine. Number 4, add a vanilla extract and combine. Number 5, add the baking powder and combine. Number 6, add the sugar and combine. And number 7, add the flour and combine. Once it's all well mixed, add in the other half flour and combine. Number 8, take a square baking tin/pan and line it with the leftover melted butter. There will be a leftover in the bowl, and then put the mixture in. Spread evenly. Put the batter into the oven. Bake for 40 to 45 minutes. Check if it's done. Number 10. If it's not done, put it back in the oven for another 5 minutes. Keep doing this until it's cooked. If it's done cooking, bring the bread out of the oven and take it out of the baking tin and put it on a baking plate, on a normal plate, cooking rack or tray. Wait for 5 to 7 minutes for the bread to cool down, and then you serve. Number 3. Old banana bread. This method works with older or brown bananas. Preheat the oven to 350 Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius. Then grease or line a two pan. 2. Creamed butter and sugar. 3. Add eggs and milk. Alternate with the flour, beating as well. 4. Add the vanilla and mashed bananas. Number 5. Transfer the batter into a prepared tube pan. Once placed into the oven, bake for 1 whole hour. Number 7. Remove when cooked. Test the toothpick before releasing the cake, just like with method 1 and 2, I guess. You can use it for all methods, I think. I'm not too sure. What was I on? Number 8. Add a topping if wished. This is optional. You can either serve it warm or cold. And this is method 4. The last method. Additions and substitutions. Number 1. Get creative. Add a half a cup of nuts, sultanas, raisins, and half a cup or 1/4 of a cup of chocolate chips. Number 2. Shortening also works well for greasing the pan. 3. While most basic banana bread recipes call for white granulated sugar, you can either swap it up for brown sugar to create a moistier/denser texture. Number 4. You can add other liquids in your banana bread besides milk. Buttermilk, almond milk, soy milk would work as well, but you can also substitute sour cream or yogurt for a more tangier and moistier bread. 5. For a spicier bread, you can add a teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, whatever that is. Number 6. Walnuts and pecans are ideal nuts to add to banana bread. This helps. If it helps, you can toast them before adding them into the batter. Number 7. If you're a fan of chocolate, you can mix in milk, semi-sweets, or dark chocolate pieces. Keep in mind that regular sized chocolate chips would often sink to the bottom of the bread. If you use mini chips instead for a more even distribution. Granted, chocolate is another option. 8. Give your banana bread some tropical flavor by adding dried pineapple or shredded coconut. That sounds very good to me. I think I would recommend that personally, of course. Number 9. If you want to make your banana bread a little healthier, you can swap half a flour with whole grain flour. Alright. That's all of the methods that you can choose, but there's also tips that you can read down at the bottom of the article. I will read most of them maybe, because there is quite a few and they are rather lengthy, to be honest. Tips. To check the bread is ready, take a skewer and carefully push it down to the bottom of the tin. Right in the center. If it's cooked, the skewer will come out clean. If it's not cooked, the skewer will have some mixtures on it. If you prefer to make individual servings of banana bread, you can substitute a muffin pan for the loaf pan. Line individual cups with paper liners instead of greasing them. If you're making muffins instead of a loaf, pour the batter into cups of muffin tin so that they're 3/4 full. If you prefer a more smooth consistency for your bread, mash the bananas in a separate bowl until they're completely lump-free, and then add them to the batter. You can use a stand or hand mixer to combine the bananas with the rest of the batter for a smoother bread. If you're worried about getting the bread out of the pan and breaking it, and at the end of baking, line the pan with parchment paper before greasing it. Make sure the paper is long enough that there are some excess to hang over the sides. You can grab it and then lift out the bread. Don't forget to grease the paper with cooking spray or butter, though. I'm sorry, I couldn't read this one very well. Where was I on? Save bananas. When a banana gets too mushy to eat, put it in the freezer. The skin will turn black, and then take it out half an hour before you start the bread. When it's time to add the bananas, peel it. It will almost be a liquid, and dump it directly into the mixture. Quick, easy, and good way to use up old bananas. You'll know that it's time to take out the oven when the top is golden brown and the sides begin to pull away from the pan. Before you preheat the oven, place the oven rack so that it rests in the lower third of the oven for best baking results. If you want the banana flavor to be more subtle in your bread, try decreasing the number of bananas to 2 or 3, maybe all if you want. It's best to crack the eggs into a separate bowl and then beat them lightly before adding them into the butter and sugar. The riper your bananas are, that means the better. The riper your bananas are, the better. That means that your bananas should be yellow and evenly covered with brown freckles, and just a bit soft for eating. If you want your banana bread to be an even stronger banana flavor and have a denser texture, though you can let the bananas ripen even longer, wait until the skins are brown and the fruits is beginning to fall apart. If you want to bake a loaf of bread and your bananas aren't ripe yet, help the process along by placing an unpeeled banana in a cookie sheet and then baking them at 250 Fahrenheit or 120 Celsius degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. Let them cool before peeling them and using them in your bread. The best way to mix dry ingredients into the wet batter is in batches. You can ensure that everything is fully mixed together and add about half the dry ingredients and then combine completely before adding the rest by mixing it again. If you're stirring dry ingredients into a batter by hand, it's best to use a spatula instead of a whisk. And here is the last tip. The banana bread recipe multiplies as well, so you consider doubling or tripling the ingredients and making extra loaves for freezing. Here's one warning that I think is rather important. Avoid cutting the bread right after it comes out of the oven. It will most likely tear. And yeah, that's about it, really. In the description there will be links to the article, and I do hope that you enjoy this video. And for one particular person, can I please have my cats back? Hello dear viewer, thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, and if you want to watch some more of my content, you can click on this playlist over here. And if you want to subscribe, there's a button on your screen right now. Well, I do hope you have a good rest of your day or night, and till we meet again.